This is PPD, the Philippine Podcast Directory, the one-stop list of podcasters in the Philippines. The PPD has brought a lot of podcasters and podcast titles together in one place. Our goals include bringing startup podcasts to a wider audience, forming a community of podcasters to raise the standards of Pinoy podcasting, and giving listeners a one-stop hub where they can find titles they might be interested in. The PPD also has its own podcast, The PPD Show, highlighting specific podcasters and podcasts in each episode to give listeners a glimpse of the people behind the mic. The PPD Show is on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, and wherever you listen to podcasts. The Philippine Podcast Directory can be found on Facebook and Instagram. If you have a podcast and would like to be included in the list, please send us a message and we would love to add you to our list and welcome you to our community.
So ayan, welcome to another Unfiltered Tagalog Roasting Podcast. Every week, this is the MTG Show Podcast. So again, I'm here, your host, obviously, nothing fancy about it. So, I want to address something before we go to the regular programming that I gave to all of you every week. Seriously, I want to address this bullshit. Kasi, Saturday or Sunday night, there's a trend here in the Philippines that, oh boy, the Manila Bay is covered with dolomite sand. And all of these Satan idiots think that that's a real white sand. That's not funny at all, folks. Because we are in a pandemic, dude. Why we're doing this crap? Ha? Ba't ginagawa natin to? Putang ina. Pandemic po ngayon. And this fucking government decided to put white sand into the Manila Bay instead of doing interesting, instead of waiting for the vaccine, stupid idiot. All of these fucking idiots are sick pricks. And all of these DDS code idiots, parang kinukonsinti pa nila eh. Parang sasabihin nila, ay, tama po si tatay, putang ina nyo. Seryoso, ba't ako nagbumura dito, folks, agad? I hate this crap. Kasi, dahil po sa kababayaan ng tinatawag nyong tatay, nagago po ang Pilipinas. Meron na po tayong almost 300,000 victims of the COVID-19. And kung nung January pa lang, nagkaroon na ng lockdown, so-called lockdown, wala po dapat sobrang taas na numbers about this COVID-19. Hindi yang putang inang Manila Bay na yan. Manila Bay is still Manila Bay. I don't care. That's a piece of garbage. Hindi nyo mababago Manila Bay kahit anong sabihin yung shit dyan. Just stating the facts, okay? Hindi nyo mababago ang Manila Bay. Kahit anong gawin nyo dyan, Manila Bay pa rin yan. Alright? Paalala, hindi ako taga Maynila, but I saw all of the fucking pictures in the internet. Parang ayoko na nga mag-Facebook dahil puro na nga Manila Bay challenge yung nakikita ko sa wall ko. But I have no choice because obviously, hindi ko sila priority and fuck them. But, hindi natin kayang convincehin or we don't want to convince those idiots na ayan na lang ba gagawin natin? Ayan na lang ba? Hayaan na lang natin ba sila? No! Hell no! Fuck! We don't want to convince or hindi natin hahayaan na maging ganyan lang yan. Diba? So guys, as a teenager, I want to remind everybody to mag-register na kayo habang may registration pa dyan. Trust me, 2022, we're going to change a lot. Promise. Despite, kahit sabihin nyo wala na tong podcast na to, but sana makatulong to sa inyo. Please, mag-register kayo guys. Open naman yung registration as long as MGCQ or GCQ. Open po yung mga registration guys. Magpaparegister na rin ako. So, yeah. Ayan. So, I'm end with this fucking shit. So, let's talk to the major stories this week because I'm sick of tired of watching this shit every day. Seriously guys, I want to give my tribute muna bago tayo gumisa kay Byron Scott of TNA / Impact because he passed away last weekend. Ewan ko ano ba yung reason. Basta hindi ko natanda kung kailan talaga. Basta itong episode na to is last week's episode. So probably last week siya na passed away. So, makes sense. In the end of this episode, I'm going to give him a 10-bell salute. So, para magtuloy-tuloy lang tong flow ng show natin ngayong linggo. So, ayan. So, let's start the stories, shall we? So, first story of the week is about Melina. Melina returns to WWE. So, some wrestling news portals nakita nila na parang nag-sign na daw si Melina ay for a contract for her comeback in WWE. And immediately, wala pang 2 days, kinonfirm ni Melina na hindi siya nag-sign with WWE. And according naman sa iniisip ko, guys, alam mo yung nangyari kay Morrison? Nireject din niya yung rumors na nag-sign siya sa WWE. And lately, nag-appear siya sa The Bump. And yun na rin yung senyas or senyales na nag-sign na siya sa WWE. So, maybe, there's a cheese shit on it. Ako seryoso, di ko muna papaniwalaan yung rumors na magbabalik nga si Melina sa WWE. Pero, if magbabalik siya sa WWE, I love it. Gusto ko makita na maging champion ulit si Melina. That's a fun and interesting stuff na gagawin ng WWE if ever na gagawin nila yun. So, the next story of the week is the very interesting main event for Night of Champions or Clash of Champions. Sorry. The Night of Champions is dead. Nga pala. I forgot. So, let's talk about it. It's gonna be a Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE title. So, parang ang hatol or medyo wait. Actually, nag-iisip pa ako kung if this stuff is interesting pa. Since ang feeling ko lang naman is idadrop lang din naman ni Drew yung title kay Randy, that's interesting. But kung ang sitwasyon ay kagaya pa rin last year, same as Kofi Kingston, well, fuck off. I don't need another potato shit. Diba? Kahit naman kayo, if you guys kung ayaw nyo rin ng ganong shit, ba't pa nila gagawin? Right? So, yan. So, let's go to the regular programming na of the podcast. And mamaya i-address ako na shit about the possible next programmings, next few days for the podcast. So, let's start. Wait lang. Wait. So, let's continue the stuff. So, itong episode na to is basically the so-called, wait, check mo muna. Verify ko muna. This is the in-your-face episode of Monday Night Raw. So, which means that's last week's episode of Monday Night. That's sure. That makes sense. So, let's do the review and the recap lang. Hindi ako magbibigay ng mahabang side comments because I hate it. I hate the show lately. I hate the crap that WWE is giving to us lately. And I'm sick of it, guys. Seriously, I'm sick of it. I want a new storylines after this pay-per-view on Sunday. Gusto ko ng bagong storylines, bagong shit, bagong stuff, bagong interesting storylines, hindi itong mga recycle storylines from July until right now. That things makes me face palm for it. Gusto ko na-upset talaga ako dahil sa mga nangyayari right now. So, let's start. So, actually, I'm going to do 2 episodes na in advance for Monday night para mas ma-address ko na ng mabilis itong stuff and para masama ko na din yung Clash of Champions. So, let's start the in-your-face episode with the Drew McIntyre. Sina-challenge niya nga si Randy Orton in an ambulance match, which is yun na nga mangyayari this Monday morning in the Philippines sa Clash of Champions. And parang lumabas si Adam Pearce and then in-address niya na if hindi makakapag-compete si Randy Orton, si Keith Lee na magko-compete for the opportunity. So, for me, maybe hindi siya mag-make sense, but sure ko na okay, fine. Okay, fine. Yun naman eh. That's the situation. That's the stuff. Or that's the thing na we can deal with. Right? So, ayan, let's proceed again. Madami kasi tayong pag-uusapan kasi madami na rin nangyayari. So, G1 is in the way then. Mamaya gagawin ko na rin yung review probably after nitong show. Pero i-release ko siya by Friday, not today. So, ayan. So, ganito ang gagawin ko nga pala muna. Bago tayo magkalimutan, guys, I'm going to do the review for 2 episodes of Raw this week. And then, the rest, NXT, AEW, and then, yung, wait lang, Clash of Champions, predictions ko, and then, yung Impact, tsaka NXT UK. May thoughts on the NXT UK. Then, that's it. Kaya ko lang naman gustong i-address tong mga stuff na to dahil if isasabihin ko dito yung predictions ko per Clash of Champions and then hindi ko sinabi yung predictions ko about the Clash of Champions and then hindi ko sinabi yung results from this week's episode or the latest episode which is the September 21st episode of Pro, wala ang sense tong Clash of Champions prediction ko. So, sasabihin ko na agad yung predictions ko, sabihin ko na rin yung results dito. And then, yung susunod na episodes ng Impact NXT, doon na lang siya sa review ng doon na lang siya i-mention sa result ay sa review ng Clash of Champions. So, understand that shit. Kasi medyo magulo talaga ang schedule ko. Ito. Wait lang, pa-post lang ako. So, let's continue the stuff. Ayan, balik muna tayo sa episode sa In Your Face. So, ayan, tinalo nga nila Street Profits, si Cesaro and Nakamura. Oo, makes sense sa akin dahil Street Profits is the Raw Tag Team Champions. Nag-compete sila Nakamura sa Raw. So, it makes sense na talunin din ng Street Profits sila Nakamura. Pero, para sa akin, hindi nabawasan ng credibility, ba yan? Credibility or sense. Kasi sinasabi ng iba na nakakabawas daw sa sense na Nakamura and Cesaro parang binary ng Street Profits to mga to. Sa akin, hindi. Para lang siyang exhibition match eh. Hindi naman siya big stakes, hindi naman siya Survivor Series. Kaya sa akin, hindi talaga siya makukonsider na bird. Ganon. Hindi ko siya makukonsider na ganon. So, and then, di ba, nag-turn na nga si Alexander kay Ricochet and Apollo Crews. So, Alexander defeated Ricochet in a match. Maganda yung match, but the problem is parang di pa ako sanay sa heelish role ni Alexander dito. Pero sigurado ko masasanay din ako dyan. That's for sure. And yeah. Yun na yung comment ko. So, Asuka defeated Mickie James by a referee stoppage or submission, I think. Ewan ko kung ba yung ending ng Mickey's. The Thunderdome Screwjob na tinatawag ng iba dyan to retain the Raw Women's Championship. And then, Zelina Vega goes out dahil nga sa brawl nila Andrade and Garza earlier in the show. Hindi ko na siya mention. And then, parang china-challenge ni Zelina Vega si Asuka in a Raw Women's Championship match. Mamaya malalaman niyo kung ano nangyari. And then, Zelina Vega slapped Asuka in the face. That's storyline. Yan ang ganun nangyayari storyline sa WWE. Just slap in the face, earn your shot. That's it. Yan lang talaga. Ganun lang talaga ang WWE nowadays. Di na uso ang pag-earn ng opportunity and then building up the storyline. No, di na uso yun. Wala na nga contenders match sa WWE. So, it makes sense to me. And then, Seth Rollins defeated Dominic in a steel cage match. Tama ba? Oo. Tama. Tama. Nalilito na talaga ako. Puta na. So, Rollins defeated Dominic in a steel cage match to... tama ba? Oo, tama. Nalilito na talaga ako, puta. Teka. Seth Rollins defeated Wait lang, putangin na, nalilito na ako. Seth Rollins defeated Dominic Mysterio in a steel cage match. Tapos, parang nag-umpisa na nga yung turn ni Murphy as a fan favorite dito sa episode na to. Tapos, ayan. Tapos, madami pang nangyayaring stuff doon sa episode which is makes me confused. And then, Braun Strowman made his Raw debut or Raw Underground debut. Dinominate niya yung roster. And then, wala na akong pake dyan. Since in-address ko na yung situation on the final episode of Attention to Detail, I don't want to explain more shit about this Raw Underground. So, Kevin Owens defeated Aleister Black in a match during the third hour. I don't care about the storyline. I don't care about the... Di naman sa wala akong pake kay Black. Pero, tong Aleister Black na to, para sa akin, nakakawala siya ng interest. Vince, what's wrong with you, man? Seriously, what's wrong with you? Please, bawian nyo naman si Black. Please, wag yung gawing gago. Or wag yung gawing block yung booking dito ni Black. Thank you. A concerned WWE fan. So, then, obviously, this is the main event of the evening. McIntyre versus Keith Lee ends in a no contest dahil inatake sila ng Retribution and then the Hurt Business, lumabas sila sa stage and then parang inatake nila yung Retribution and then naging ending ito is a double suicide dive from McIntyre and Keith Lee to end the show and to end the stuff. So, let's go to the part 2 of the Raw stuff na ina-address ko. In-address ko na kanina ako bakit kailangan ko isama tong Raw episode na to sa ating pong review. I hope you understand the stuff kasi hindi ko pwedeng ilapag yung predictions ko per Clash of Champions if hindi ko babanggitin tong stuff na to. So, you need to understand that, folks. Pero, I need to. So, ayan. Nag-umpisa yung episode na to, latest episode na to sa Retribution. With the Retribution, nag-reveal na sila with a mask and then inalis na yun. Tapos, nalaman na natin kung sino-sino yung mga mukha ng Retribution. So, ito na sila. So, ang Retribution based sa pictures na in-up natin for the past few days. So, ito sila. Wait lang. Wait lang, ini-scroll ko pa. So, ito sila. Si Dominic Dijakovic, si Mia Yim, si Dio Madin. Kung hindi nyo kilala si Dio Madin, siya yung dating commentator ng Monday Night. Si Mercedes Martinez, tsaka si Shane Thorne. Hindi pa natin sure kung si Shane Thorne talaga yon. Pero sure ko, malalaman pa natin in the few weeks kung sino-sino talaga yung mga members nitong Raw Retribution. So, yeah. Fuck it. And then, lumabas nga ang Hurt Business and then naglaban-laban nga sila and na-dominate nga ng Retribution tong Hurt Business. So, guys, kung magtatanong kayo if may turn dito, the answer is no. Walang turn. Walang turn dito ang Hurt Business. Ayan. So, ayan. And then, meron pong triple threat na naganap sa episode na to between Andrade, Angel Garza, then Rollins and Murphy, tapos si Dominic Mysterio and si Humberto Carrillo. I forgot Humberto, to be honest. Ayan. Tinalo nga nila Andrade and Angel Garza sila. Yan, dalawang team sila, Rollins at saka sila Mysterio. And medyo naiinis na ako. Nakikita na natin tong Dominic Street Profits versus Garza and Andrade for 6 months, almost 6 months now. Nakikita natin tag team match, Tornado tag team match, WrestleMania tag team match. Well, I don't get it, folks. Ano to? Long shit storyline, storytelling shit. I'm sick of it, folks. Man, seriously, umay na talaga ako dito. And if kaya nyong manood pa ng Monday Night Raw, please, wag na, folks. Wag na sayangin ng 3 oras yun dito. So, then, ayun nga, nagkaroon nga ng Kevin Owens show. Napanood ko na rin to. So, ang guest dito si Shane McMahon. Tapos, tinawag ni Shane si Dabakato, the face of the Raw Underground. And, yun na nga, magbo-brawl nga dapat si Owens, tsaka si Black, at tsaka yung Dabakato and the Braun Strowman thing. So, parang hina-hype nila tong stuff na to. So, yeah, fuck that. Again. And then, from the main event last week to the first hour, Drew McIntyre defeated Keith Lee in a disqualification. Keith Lee by disqualification dahil kay Randy Orton. Guys, seriously, I predicted this stuff. Na-predict ko na tong stuff na to dahil nag-post ako sa page last 2 days ago. So, ayan, nagkatotoo nga. So, Randy Orton attacks Drew McIntyre with a steel chair. Tapos, wait lang. And then, kicks out Lee with the pancake. So, inisip ko dito nung una na baka ang mangyari dito is the triple threat match, ambulance match. Kaso, hindi natin ibibigay sa atin yan. That's unfortunate. So, next thing is a Selena Vega versus Mickie James for the contendership number one contendership for the Raw Women's Championship. Seriously, I love Zelina Vega, folks. Gusto ko yung character niya. Gusto ko yung kung gaano kagaling si Zelina dito. Nakikita ko talaga. Pero ewan ko kung bakit ewan ko ba't ayaw nila kay Zelina. Hindi ko makuha. Seriously. Basta ganun yun eh. Naumay talaga ako eh. So, hindi ko makuha yung point. Bakit they decided to kill the term number one contenders match. Pero, ginagamit pa rin naman nila. Diba? Pinatay nila yung term na contenders match. Pero pag nanalo ka sa match, then easy shot. That's it. Hindi ko makuha. Ba't kailangan nila patayin yung term na number one contenders match? Well, that makes sense. So, Zelina Vega defeated Mickie James. I love kung ano yung ginagawa ni Mickie James dito sa Raw na nagpuput over na siya ng talents like Zelina Vega. Zelina Vega is a great wrestler. Alam natin yan lahat. And no doubt na magiging future Raw Women's Champion to si Zelina Vega. No doubt. Talented si Zelina. Magaling siya sa mic. Talented siya. But the problem is timing. That's it. That's the fact right there. Magalit kayo sa akin dahil hindi ko pinagtatanggol yung champion natin ngayon si Asuka. I don't hate Asuka, right? Since the beginning of the SummerSlam predictions, sinasabi ko una pa lang, dapat si Asuka talaga ang champion. Hindi dapat tinalo siya ni Sasha. I hate the fact na tinalo ni Sasha si Asuka. And then, tatalunin lang si SummerSlam. And maglilid to sa split up. Which makes me confused slightly. And, hindi sa ayaw ko kay Asuka. So, it makes sense. And, wait. Para sa iba naman kasi, itong match na to is a peace break. Peace break. Dahil nga, hindi na-appreciate si Zelina nga sa ring. And parang, hindi nila nabibigyan ng magandang push. And sana naman ngayon, bigyan na nila ng magandang push tong si Zelina Vega. Since wala na nga siyang kasama, and ayun. So, next thing, wait lang. Since unfiltered tong podcast, maririnig nyo rin yung pag-inom ko ng kape. So, next. Wala na akong pake kay Bianca Belair. Lumabas yung teaser ni Bianca Belair. I don't care about that stuff. I don't give a fuck. And then, R-Truth. This is one of the most interesting matchups ever. Or one of the interesting segments here in this episode. So, nawala yung 24/7 title and then nakuha niya rin. Parang nalunod yung diba? I love this segment, man. Ewan ko, ba't gusto ko yung part na to ng episode ng Raw na to. Pero, I want more interesting storylines about this 24/7 title. And, welcome back, Little Jimmy. Seryoso na-miss ko si Little Jimmy since seryoso na-miss ko talaga. Kasi yung Little Jimmy storyline na yun ni R-Truth. And para sa akin, one of the best storylines yun ni R-Truth sa WWE. No doubt. I love the Little Jimmy thing. So, and then, I don't want to mention the match na nangyari between Apollo Crews and Cedric Alexander kasi here comes the roll up again. Tama na rinig nyo. Roll up. Roll up. Roll up ulit. Ano ba bang aasahan ko sa WWE right now? Every matches ends in roll up or leverage pinfalls. Fuck. What's wrong with this promotion? Paano pa ang AEW? AEW has a worst officials na hindi nagko-call ang countouts or disqualifications on someone who using a weapons or stuff in their company. Paano pa dito? 'Di ba? So ayan, official rin yung Bobby Lashley versus Apollo Crews for the United States Championship sa Clash of Champions. And then ayan, another underground shit by the Dolph Ziggler. And then ayan, isa pa to, putang ina to. Seth Rollins, kina-question niya if Rey Mysterio is the real father of Dominic and Aliyah. And binasa nga ni Seth Rollins yung result na hawak niya, DNA. And then, sinabi ni Rollins na hindi si Rey ang tatay. Ano yan? Eddie Guerrero ulit. Di ko makuha, man. Umay na ako sa storyline na to. Ba't di pa na tinatapos to? Man, seriously. I'm tired of this shit. Ewan ko, kahit kayo naumay na din. But, I want to agree or disagree, guys. Pero, this fucking Seth Rollins is a joke. Right? Right? This heel run of Seth Rollins is an absolute joke. I love it, but para talaga si joke sa akin. Ang pangit eh. Pero let's props to Aliyah. Ang ganda ni Aliyah, putya. I don't want to simp here. Ayoko maging simp dito, pero ang ganda ni Aliyah, putya. Ayan, yun lang. And nakikita ko na din ngayon na nag-uumpisa na yung storyline between Aliyah and Murphy. Which is, shit. Never mind. Ayan, tapos nakakita na naman tayo ng jabber shit between Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. And then, na ano na naman sa table si Lana. Ewan ko, ano ba pinaggagawa ng mga to? Trip na trip niya sa Lana dyan sa table na yan. Ayaw nyo kay Nati? Anong meron kay Nati? Damn, man, seriously, I hate it. And then, ayun na nga, nag-uumpisa na nga yung storyline between Murphy and Aliyah na nag-propose na nga, nag-sorry si Murphy kay Aliyah backstage. Parang, ano bang sense nitong shit na to? Seriously, hindi ko makuha yung sense. Ha? Pero naalala ko dito yung kay Hogan, Brooke and Bully rating na nangyari last sa TNA. Oh, parang ganun na nakikita ko dito. Papi, crap. Hindi, basta ganun talaga eh. Ganun na ganun ang nakikita ko dito eh. And then, ayun na nga, Dabba-Kato got his first defeat in Raw Underground. Okay. Yun na yun. Wait lang, balik natin sa storyline. So, Hurt Business defeated Diamandine, now known as Mase, Dominic Dijakovic as T-Bar, and Shane Thorne as Slapjack. Man. Sorry, folks. Pero putangin na ano to? ano? Sorry guys. Kung mababasag yung earphones nyo sa tawa ko. Pero putangin na ano yun? Putangin na. Seriously. Ano mga pangalan yan? Mase, T-bar, Slapjack. Lokohan? Seryoso, folks. Ano, sabihin nyo, commentary ko lang to. Pero putangin na. Sorry talaga. Hindi ko mapigilit tawa. Guys, seryoso. Pananood ba kayo ng ganito? Sorry talaga guys, naputol yung feed kasi di ko mapapigil yung tawa ko dito. So sobrang nahulog na yung phone ko. May Give me a second, folks. Give me a second. Give me a second. Sorry talaga guys, di ko mapigil yung tawa. Kasi tangina, ano mga pangalan yan? T-Rex. Ay, T-Rex. Mas masagwa yun lalo. Mase. T-bar. Slapjack. Seryoso guys, sorry for being a idiot for this episode. Pero putangin na, ano to, tol? Ano to? Papayag ka ba? Tawag sa'yo, T-bar. Ayan, hello T-bar. Ayan, imagine mo, merong virtual na, tawag pa that? Virtual meet and greet. Tapos tatawagin kang T-bar. Seryoso tol, kung si T-bar, di ako papayag ng ganun. Putang ina. Pero wala eh. Ano tong shit na to? Di ko na matake. Seryoso. Manonood pa ba kayo ng Raw para lang dito? Because I don't think so. Seriously. Kahit sabihin nyo, mamamatay na ako sa kakatawa about this fucking stuff. Well, hindi ko pa rin papanoorin tong Raw. Seriously. Nanonood ako ng Raw kahapon and I don't want to watch the replay of it. Kasi doon pa lang sa main event, umay na ako. Dito pa kaya? Sa buong show? Imagine that, folks. 2 hours. 2 hours ako mauumay. Tapos, dito pa lang sa Retribution, mauumay na talaga ako. Sorry. Sinama ko na talaga dito to make sense. So, di ko talaga makuha ko ba't T-Rex yun eh. Tapos, ayan, seryoso. Balik tayo sa formality. Tapos, di ko pa rin mapigil yung T-bar, punyeta. Tapos, balik tayo sa balik na nga tayo dito, seryoso. Tapos, lumabas na yung Raw locker room, and then, kasama si Drew McIntyre, and then, ayan, in-RKO ni Orton si McIntyre. Then, that's it. That's the end of the Raw episode this week. Eto na lang, my final thoughts on this Retribution bullshit. That's my thoughts. Yun lang. Yun na yung thoughts ko. No more laughing. Pero yun talaga na-feel ko, seriously. That's the perspective na So, sorry for being childish for this episode, but I need to. Putangin na. Di ko talaga mapigil. Like, kahapon pa lang sa panonood ko ng Raw, hindi ko na mapigil yung tawa ko. Sabi ko, dito ko na nilalabas sa episode pag i-release ko na to. So, ayun, at least nalabas ko na yung tawa ko kahapon. And, ayun na nga. Let's proceed to Impact Wrestling since ito yung medyo interesting sa akin. Again, just a reminder, hindi ko na siya papahabain ulit kagaya ng nakaraan. Ayan, tuloy natin. Ang i-mention ko na lang dito sa Impact since medyo wala na akong ganang mag-review ngayon dahil nga sa nangyari sa Raw na to. Is highlights na lang, important details na lang for Impact and the rest. So, ayan. Rich Swann is back on the Impact Zone and inaddress niya yung crowd and then tinawag niya si Scott D'Amore and then parang gusto niya na makalaban si Rich Swann. And then nagrant na nga dito si Rich Swann and then lumabas nga si Scott D'Amore. Wait lang, putang ina. Scott D'Amore na. Lumabas si Eric Young. And then, ayan, na-official lang nga yung match for Bound for Glory for the Impact World title. And then, yeah. And then, medyo yung 8-man tag na nangyari in the main event, medyo hindi ako na-impressed doon. Sobrang gulo nung ending. Hindi ko makuha. Yun na. Tapos, NXT. Let's proceed to NXT since medyo konti lang yung important details for this episode of NXT. Yun na lang ang isabihin ko. So, sorry talaga muna guys if napakahaba nung Raw episode ko this week kasi I need to mention the Clash of Champions predictions na rin for the sake of the review. Ayan. Tapos, ayan. Ito, Io Shirai defeated Blackheart, Shotzi Blackheart in a hard-hitting match-up. Para sa akin, ito yung isa sa mga pinakamatitindi na matches since naging home na nga ng NXT itong USA Network. Isa to sa mga pinaka-solid na women's match, no doubt. And then, Breezango defeated Imperium to retain the tag team titles. Obviously, ito na siguro yung nagkikip sa Imperium out of the NXT kasi papunta na nga sila sa NXT UK. And then, ayan, yung sa Undisputed Era storyline against Killian Dane and Drake Maverick, medyo nalilito pa rin talaga ako sa story nun. Hindi ko pa din makuha. So, hindi ko na siya mention muna. And then, Damian Priest defeated Timothy Thatcher to retain the North American title in a hard-hitting matchup. Para sa akin, ito yung isa sa mga, alam mo ba, yung pinaka solid na main event pero para sa akin din na-appreciate ng fans or since malakas din kasi ang nangyari sa AEW solid din. Para sa akin parang hindi sapat 'yon. Hindi sapat na pang-counter 'yon sa nangyaring main event ng Dynamite. So, it makes sense naman. So, ito. Next thing is the Dynamite review naman natin. Let's proceed to the important stuff na lang. So, Hangman Page is back as a solo performer. He defeated Frankie Kazarian in a awesome 12-15 minute match. Hindi ko pa nabilang kung ilang minutes yun. Basta, solid nung laban na yun. Medyo, hindi ko lang talaga makuha kung sino ba talaga ang mag-turn sa Elite. It's either Young Bucks, it's either Kenny Omega, or it's either Adam Page. Hindi ko pa rin makuha. Siguro, i-build pa rin talaga nila tong storyline. And I love AEW in terms of building storylines. No doubt. Tapos, Chris Jericho and Jake Hager defeated Private Party in a match. Okay. Tapos, ito na nga, yung isa sa mga favorite matches ko ni Thunder Rosa sa AEW between Rosa and Ibalis. Medyo, ano to eh, sabi nga ng iba na hard hitting talaga, parang no sell daw si Ibalis. Pero sa akin, nag-justify yon na si Ibalis at si Thunder Rosa ay isang NWA superstar. Sa NWA kasi parang hindi ko ramdam na may selling sila doon. Kaya para sa akin, nag-justify yung point na ganyan kagaling si Thunder Rosa. So that makes sense. And then, yun nga, minaset nga na tag team match, 6-man tag sa Dynamite ngayong linggo. Baka nyo na lang yun sa review pagkatapos ng Clash of Champions. And then, ito na yung main event ng Dynamite. It's between Best Friends and PNP, Santana and Ortiz in a parking lot brawl. Man, ito yung isa sa mga pinaka-solid na parking lot brawl match ever sa kasaysayan ng wrestling ever sa akin. Parang yung mga flaws na nangyari last time sa mga nakaraang event ng AEW. Dito nila binawi yun. Putang ina, wala akong masabi sa match. And bonus yung kay Orange Cassidy, yung appearance niya dito. Suwabe. Wala akong masabi. Putya. Ito yung isa sa mga pinaka-solid na Dynamite episodes ever sa kasaysayan ng Dynamite. And, ayan, kung pwede ako mag-rate sa match na to, i-rate ko siya 5/5. Napaka-solid kasi, pulido, start to finish, wala akong masabi na hindi maganda. So, it-justify yun sa point na sinabi ko na start to finish, napaka-solid. Tapos, hindi pa siya yung tipo na match na putyo-putyo lang, parang nilagay lang nila yung wrestlers sa point na, ayan, mag-brawl lang kayo, that's it. Parang hindi ganon. Pero ito na ring match na to ang nag-justify sa Best Friends na possible na sila na yung susunod na number 1 contender for the tag team titles, which is makes sense. So, I love it. I love the match. I love the overall stuff of Best Friends. And yeah. Balik tayo mamaya. Commercial muna tayo. This episode is sponsored by Podmetrics. Podmetrics is a platform we use to get all of the data we need for our shows. From who listens to us to where they are. If you want to start using Podmetrics, visit podmetrics.co and use the code DMTGShowPod. Again, that's podmetrics.co and use the code DMTGShowPod. Ayan, so let's continue the stuff na gusto kong ituloy since pinigil ko lang muna yung tawa ko. Ayan, NXT UK is back. And I want to give my opinions ba? Oh, pwede. Magbibigay naman ako ng opinion ko eh. Dahil napanood ko siya ng full, hindi live. Syempre, since mahirap po kung nilalang at 3 a.m. pa lang, masyado pong maaga ang NXT UK. So, ayan. Napanood ko siya sa WWE Network. And ito yung aking conclusion. Maganda yung segment dito ni Ilya Dragunov. Yung parang ang tagal niyang inantay na maging number 1 contender siya for the UK title. And then, ayan, namatay nga yung UK dahil nga sa pandemic. Tapos, ngayon, nandiyan na nga ulit ang NXT UK. Parang gusto nilang i-tease out lalo. Parang pahabain pa yung stories about this thing. Gusto ko nga sana magkaroon ng UK takeover kahit doon lang sa BT Studio. Baka doon din ganapin yung match between Walter and Dragunov. And then some other stuff na nakita natin sa UK show na to is Kaylee Ray addressing her first challenger since January na si Piper Niven. Ayan, parang sinasabi nga ni Niven na tinalo na nga niya si Kaylee Ray sa Japan. Tinalo na sa UK. So, bakit pang kailangan i-justify ni Kaylee Ray dito? And gusto ko rin makita talaga na talunan ni Piper Niven si Kaylee Ray sa title. That's classic for sure. And then, finally, the main event na lang. Dragunov defeated Noam Dar in a 15-minute match. Tapos lumabas nga si Walter holding the NXT UK title. Then yun, tapos na yung show. 1 hour lang naman kasi ang NXT UK. And then now, ayan, I want to give my thoughts muna pala. Ito yung pinayamang version ng Impact. That's for sure. Para akong nanonood ng Impact pero pinayaman, ganun. Yun talaga ang tingin ko sa Impact Wrestling. I don't know why. But, yun talagang tingin ko talaga sa NXT UK ngayon. Maganda kasi yung NXT UK, but the problem is nagmumukha siyang the worst brand on WWE today. That's sadly but true. Ayan, finally, SmackDown Live. Ayun, nag-open nga yung show with The Miz and Morrison sa Dirt Shit. And then, duty daw nila na i-keep ang WWE Universe updated. At saka yung plan i-reveal daw yung mga dirts between the storylines right now. Especially the Sasha and Bayley stuff. Basta yan. And then, pinahiya nga siya ni Otis. Lumabas si Otis, inatake ni Otis si Miz and Morrison. And then, hinubaran ni Otis si Miz. And then, before the segment ends, parang gusto ni Miz and Morrison na magsampa ng legal actions versus Otis and Tucker. And ang gusto nga daw nila Miz is to surrender the Money in the Bank briefcase kay Miz and Morrison. And alamin natin sa susunod na episode ng SmackDown if i-surrender niya ngayon. I think no. And then, the moment of bliss between Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, ito yung segment na kung saan nag-appear na naman si Hallucinated Alexa Bliss. Basta yan, Hallucinated Alexa Bliss. Inatake niya ulit si Lacey Evans with the Sister Abigail. Ewan ko, interesting ako dun sa ginagawa nilang storyline na to kay Alexa and Wyatt. Pero, ang bagal kasi, slowly and surely kasi yung pagpapakita nitong teasers na to na nag-Sister Abigail nga si Alexa sa lahat ng makikita niya. Aside from her best friend, Nikki Cross. So, yeah. And then, Sasha Banks speaks for the first time since the turn between Bayley and Sasha. Man, gusto ko yung promo dito ni Sasha na si Bayley daw ay idiot. I love the promo though. Pero di ko na share record. Dapat ipapakita ko yung footage dito. Paparecord ko dito sa mic. Pero since copyright niya, hindi ko napaparinig sa inyo. Para sa akin, ito yung isa sa mga savage promos ni Sasha since papunta nga siya sa SmackDown. And unfortunately, syempre, Bayley is on the back, slamming a steel chair on the back of Sasha. And that's it. Blanco pa rin tayo sa mga nangyayari. And then, meron na pong na-official ulit na ladder match for the Intercontinental title at Clash of Champions, Gold Rush. So, it makes sense na lang sa akin tong match na tong Intercontinental title if both Sami Zayn's and Jeff Hardy's title will be upper grabs. Dapat dalawang titles yun nandun. Tapos dalawang title ay tataas nung mananalo. That's sure ko classic yun, tol. Classic match and my first match of the card na interesting para sa akin. And then finally, Roman Reigns and Jey Uso defeated Sheamus and King Corbin in a Samoan street fight. No comments. I'm not interested about this story. Basta, sure ko, gusto ko talaga na masement talaga ni Roman yung magiging heel niya sa SmackDown as the biggest heel of SmackDown today. Hindi yung ganito na ilalaban yung kay King Corbin or Sheamus. Nawawala yung interest ko sa card. Seryoso. Pagka nakikita ko yung match na yun. So, let's proceed to the other stuff that I want to address pa. So, ito na yung Clash of Champions predictions ko for next week's episode. Ayan. So, wait lang, hinahap ko. So, Clash of Champions will take place on Monday, Manila time. And syempre, hindi ko siya papanoorin. Instead, mag-aantay na lang ako ng feed sa mga, alam niyo naman, mga page dyan. Hindi ko na siya papanoorin dahil nga, feeling ko dito pa lang sa nakikita ko, hindi na siya interesting. So, that's fine. It makes sense. So, yeah. So, let's start the predictions with the most irrelevant match of the card. That's the Street Profits versus Andrade and Garza for the Raw Tag Team title, since all of the titles must be defended on the card. And my thoughts on this one is, I think na kung hindi mananalo sila Garza dito, dapat may turn na mangyari dito sa Clash of Champions. Dapat magburol talaga itong dalawa sa ring. Dapat may magte-turn talaga dito sa Clash of Champions. Dapat dito talaga i-conclude yung turn. If wala, nonsense. Pero mananalo talaga sa akin dito. If walang mangyayaring turn, I'm gonna go with Garza and Andrade. Pero in reality, Street Profits. That's it. And then next, the match of the kickoff show just announced on the Raw episode, latest episode of Raw, between Asuka and Zelina Vega for the Raw Women's Championship. I want Zelina to win. Promise. Gusto ko manalo si Zelina Vega. Gusto ko matignan kung ano yung magiging work dito ni Zelina if siya ang champion. But for now, Asuka pa rin naman nanalo. No doubt. And then, another match for the main card, that's Cesaro and Nakamura versus Lucha House Party for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. It's gonna go with Cesaro and Nakamura. For me, Cesaro and Nakamura, no doubt. No comments. And then, the word tag team titles, women's tag team titles between Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler versus the Riot Squad 2.0, whatever it is. So, small prediction. Walang sense tong storyline na to pag hindi nanalo sila Shayna. Seriously. First title defense, tapos talo agad. Like, first title defense on pay-per-view ha. So, nonsense pag hindi nanalo dito sila Shayna. WWE logic. Shayna and Nia. Tapos doon pala sa tag title SmackDown kay Cesaro Nakamura. And then next is Bobby Lashley versus Apollo Crews for the WWE United States title. No stipulations, however. Para sa akin, if walang distractions to, I'm gonna sure na mananalo dito si Cruz. Pero no, hell no. Bobby Lashley is going to win. Logic. Justified. So, ayan, Bobby Lashley. And then Bayley versus Nikki Cross for the 9-time. Sorry, di ko pala nasabi yan dun sa Street Profits kanina. For the SmackDown Women's Championship. I know The title shot is earned, but still, Bailey. Ito, take note lang. If they want to justify Bailey as the top heel in the company and si Sasha yung alam natin na makakatalo kay Bailey for the title, well, what's the point of this? Seriously. What's the point of Nikki Cross losing to Bailey over and over and over and over and over again? Yeah. Bailey. And then, yun nga, kaka-announce lang a ladder match for the Intercontinental title between the champions, Jeff Hardy and... Wait, champions? Yan, Jeff Hardy as the champion, and then Sami Zayn, a self-proclaimed champion, and AJ Styles for the Intercontinental title. Gaya nga sabi ko kanina sa SmackDown review, mag-justify lang tong panalo ni Sami Zayn or ni Jeff Hardy pag dalawang titles yung nakalagay sa taas. That makes sense. Dahil nga, di-justify ni Sami Zayn na dalawa yung title niya. Gina-justify din ni Jeff Hardy na siya yung champion. And si AJ Styles panggulo. Para sa akin, talaga, mahirap talaga tong match. So, we're gonna go with Sami Zayn on this one. Yun. And then, Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso for the WWE Universal Championship. Roman, no doubt. No comments. And then, ito na nga, main event of the evening for me. That's the WWE Championship between Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton in an ambulance match. I want Randy to win. But, Drew McIntyre to, no doubt. No doubt talaga sa akin. Randy Orton. Drew McIntyre. So, that's it for today's episode of the podcast. If you haven't seen all of the episodes yet, follow the podcast on Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Anchor, and on the other platforms, including the MTG Show podcast app on the Google Play Store. If you're an Android user, please use that app. Ensure mas maganda yung experience dito. Kaso nga lang walang download dito sa podcast app. And then, if you haven't followed the podcast yet, follow the podcast on Facebook, facebook.com/TheMTGShowPod, Twitter and IG, The MTG Show Pod. May Patreon tayo. Set up ko muna yung Patreon. Hindi ko pa alam kung anong gagawin ko dun sa Patreon ko. Inayos ko pa din yung Patreon. Seryoso. Abangan nyo na lang for the next few days if ano yung pwedeng gawin natin dito sa Patreon kung maayos natin. So, kung anong laman ng Patreon account natin, malalaman natin in just few days. And then, follow the podcast on other social media platforms, whatever it is. May personal account, The MTG Show, Facebook, Twitter, IG, whatever it is, The MTG Show. And then, yan. That's it. Gaya nga sabi ko kanina sa opener ng show, keep safe. Mag-ingat kayo palagi, guys. Follow the everything na kung ano yung sinasabi dyan. Think positive. Stay safe and stay wrestle. See you on the next episode.